I was thinking it was going to be something like the H1N1 or the swine flu season where they, really pumped it up and it was really nothing. And then the lockdown happened. I said, what's going on here? And when I started researching, not only did I have trouble finding out about the virus itself, which was strange, the word vaccine popped up right away, which that put red flags up to me. I'm like, they really shouldn't be pushing it that much. And then I saw the words modified messenger RNA and modified DNA, as well as understanding that they would use nanotechnology with it. And then I said, wait a minute, I've got to speak up on this, because not only because of what I understand about that technology, but I have attended meetings where this technology was discussed. So it's one thing to research something and read up on it and learn about it. It's another thing to actually be in a room of people that have power, positions of power over what happens to the health and well-being of a society, and listening to what they want to do and listening to their intent. And it was because of really attending those meetings that I had this epiphany one night, and I said, I need to start speaking up and telling and warning people around the world as much as I can. It's my duty to say that because of the knowledge I have. So we're doing something with our genetic code. Now, when these manufacturers say that they're saying that it's not going to affect our genetic code, they are lying. They're just lying. I'm going to say that. They know that it can. And let me give you some examples. For instance, Moderna, the founder of that, Derek Rossi, a scientist, he founded it on the premise of he was able to take modified messenger RNA, just like these Vs have, and he took a skin cell and he was able just to use that and transform a skin cell into a totally different cell called a stem cell, just by using that. He changed it into an entirely different thing. So of course you can affect the genome. He admitted it. Also, there are ways to affect it because they say this RNA, once it gets in, it does its work. It's making proteins, spitting them out of your cell, and then it just disintegrates and goes away. Really? Well, no, once it's in your cell, there are ways for it to get up into the nucleus, the main part of the cell, and then get integrated into the genome. Two ways that are very easy to understand, well, the easiest to understand, is something called making the RNA so tiny, it's called a hairpin structure. If it's tiny enough, sure, it can get in. That's one way. Another way is that our bodies naturally have something called reverse transcriptase enzymes. And it kind of does what it sounds like, reverse. It goes in reverse. So instead of your body making the protein inside the cell and then spitting it out, it actually goes backwards. It's actually making the protein and going up into the nucleus so then it can get integrated. And so we naturally have those, so that can happen. Also, they have subunits of HIV-1. Let me say that again. Human immunodeficiency virus is inside. Particles of them are inside these Vs. That is crazy. So that means, yes, it can affect our genetic code. What could happen? Cancers, autoimmune disorders, mutations. These can be passed down to our children. Absolutely. We need many, many years to figure out what could happen to us. This is not good. We do know by previous animal studies, all the animal studies failed and they never went on to the human studies. Because in the animal studies, they saw all these things happen, the cancers, mutations, autoimmune disorders, but something even worse happened. What happened with the animal studies is that when the animals received these Vs, they actually looked really good at first. So they looked like they had great antibody responses, or T-cell response was really good. But then when the animals actually came in contact with the virus, something happened called a cytokine storm. Instead of acting better with the virus, their bodies actually were worse. They went into this inflammatory mode where they had more lung inflammation, they had liver failure, and many of them died when they shouldn't have died.